a Ning site is essentially a way to create and run an online community. So in the 21st century, community doesn't just mean something in the physical world. It means, for us, something in the online world. So by using a site like Ning, we were essentially able to create a private social network in the online sphere. And through that online social network, we were supporting the physical community of learners in an online setting. And it's giving people access to learning 24/7 hours a day, and it's also giving people access to each other and resources and growth. I think that the Ning supported the Instructional Partners pilot by giving people access to each other and access to ideas and access to support all of the time. So what used to happen with professional development and professional learning was you would go and you would be really inspired when you were learning, and then you would go back to your home base or your home school, and you wouldn't have any way to reconnect with these people or to continue your learning. So the idea with the Ning was that we could continue that learning and support that learning all of the time. And then what began to happen was people started creating deeper relationships, started creating deeper meaning with the content they were learning and how to most successfully bring that back. I think with anything, change and evolving and adapting is essential. So with the Ning, and that's a really cool part about it, because we're building it ourselves, we can change it and add things to it as necessary. So if we get an idea in a meeting, or if someone sends me an email or suggestion, I can change that and add that. We're doing things like creating interest groups. So if you're really interested in formative assessment, you can come into the interest group for formative assessment, and we can be sharing resources specifically there. We also have added things like an online chat. So rather than having to send someone a message within the Ning, you can chat with them directly as long as they're online. And I think that's really essential to the online community. People aren't going to come into the community if they don't feel comfortable and if they don't feel like their needs are being met. So what we're constantly trying to do is be the most effective in giving people what they need. The same way you would support someone's physical learning, and you're constantly changing and adapting as an educator, we have to do that in the online community as well. The thing that people need to know is that social networking and being a learner online isn't a matter of if you do it today, it's a matter of how well you do it. It's a matter of being connected in our world is not a choice. So the best option is to find the best tools that suit your learning needs and your community's needs and use them to the best of your ability. I think it's a really critical thing for people to delve into and learn more about and become a part of, because what we're realizing is that as the world is infinitely getting larger, we are essentially able to keep these small communities through things like Ning and online learning communities. And my biggest, request for people is to just be open to the idea and to be willing to find people who want to support your learning and, realize the power of what continuing and lifelong learning can actually look like in an interconnected global digital world.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm from a very small system. There are only 3 schools in our system, an elementary, a middle, and a high school. And so a lot of systems that we have are larger systems, and they have someone a couple of miles down the road that they can talk with or meet with on a monthly basis, and I haven't had that. So whenever it's my resource that if I need something, I go running to my computer. The Ning is there. I can post a question, and I have people from all over the state of Alabama that can get me the answer or get me the resource. There's professional development, there's good reads on there, videos that I have used tremendously with my faculty for PD. So it's just a wealth of resources that I can't even explain. It's just like my little network of friends that are out there that are there at any time. It's like our Facebook.
Sure. The Ning, because we're all over the state and we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, the Ning is a great resource to get anything you need as far as support with this job. If I can talk to somebody in Mobile on the Ning and ask how they are implementing something. You can reflect on the Ning, you can get advice on the Ning, you get to share success on the Ning. Because there's usually one partner per school, sometimes it could feel a bit isolating. I think the Ning helps bring us all together to collaborate. I know personally I've been on the Ning before to ask a question about maybe how something was implemented or what is your advice on this, and I've gotten an instant response. So it's kind of an instant resource for all the partners.
Thanks, Courtney.
Thank
You
you.
did a great job.
I love the Ning. I'm not sure who said it, but it really sums it all up by saying it makes the state small. You know, I can instantly get my hands on resources from someone, 2 hours away from me, that they couldn't drop it in van mail and have it to me, the next day, but we can post it on the Ning, or, even if it's not a resource I need, but just advice. It's hard to get involved in a phone conversation. We don't have a lot of time during the day to do that part of communication, but I can post a question, a comment, a concern, and just put it out there and say, what do you guys think? And I have, 40 plus people at my fingertips, and I'm going to get at least 5 to 10 responses. I don't think I've ever asked a question where, I wasn't kind of like, oh wow, at the response. And that works both ways. I'm eager to help someone else if I see that they are having an issue with something I've dealt with, or they have, a need that I've already, encountered. Then I'm like, here, let's share. So it's.
Well, the Ning is quite amazing. As far as a social networking site, a professional networking site, it allows for partners to connect with one another when you can't physically connect, but also it's a place where you can share resources and respond to questions and reflect upon what you are also doing in your building. So it's a professional development piece within itself without even having to step foot out of a building. You can just turn on your phone or your iPad and be connected constantly.